welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajwa and I'm super glad you joined me today. Making time out of your busy schedule to join me, I say thank you. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. And if you're a returning subscriber, I say thank you so much. So I've been getting myself acquainted with Lattafa Mohra for a while now, and I think I'm ready to share my thoughts with you. This was released in 2022, so it's quite a new one. Per the bottle and the package of this fragrance, it is giving the indication that it's trying to dupe Penhaligon's Helvetic Leather, which is a high-end fragrance brand. So the bottle is quite reminiscent of the Helvetic leather, which is the black bottle with the badge. It has this badge like stamp on it, but this one comes with some tassel which I have lost. It used to have some nice tassel, but they've all come out, so I'm just trying to enjoy it just like it is. And the box is just a simple black card box with some the same wine stamp on it, just like what it's trying to dupe. Mohra retails between $20 to $35 depending on where you're getting it from, and I got my bottle for $20, which is a very good price considering that it's a Lattafa, which is also an amazing brand. So Mohra has notes including saffron, patchouli, bergamot, blood orange, labdanum, some black pepper, some sandalwood, some cedarwood, among other notes. However, Penhaligon's Helvetic Leather has the note of leather because the name is leather, so that has leather. But Mohra doesn't have any leather in it. The notes of leather is not included in Mohra. It however has the labdanum and one note known as the sisters. It's CISTUS. I believe it's pronounced sisters. I might be wrong, and those two notes are sort of reminiscent of leather, leather notes. This, however, doesn't really have a pungent leather note to it. I perceive something more suede-like from the fragrance. It's just like a subdued suede kind of fragrance, coupled with some woods, and then some dried fruits. I get this gooey, dried dates. That fruits, I think it's a Middle Eastern fruit, and it's also available, in a lot of places. And I get that dried dates, that has that gooey, syrupy note to it. So it gives it a bit of this dried fruits and some sweetness. And the initial spray of this is amazing. It gives this a slightly alcoholic opening, just slightly. For the first 3-4 seconds you get some alcoholic opening to it, and then it is followed by some warm and spicy notes, and then you get the bergamot, you get the suede, you get the sweetness, the dried fruits, from it. However, the opening to me is one of the most amazing parts of this fragrance. Unfortunately, that opening lasts just a good old 30 seconds and it's gone. And it immediately goes into this linear sort of scent, that is what you get throughout the lifespan of, or the life of this fragrance on you. It is very subdued. The scent that you get from the opening and that of the dry down is quite a sharp contrast, because the opening is very bright, very warm with some amber, whilst the dry down is very subdued. You get that suede-like scent with some dried fruits and then the woods and at the background. Unfortunately, this has very poor performance to me. On my skin, I get about 30 minutes and then the fragrance vanishes from me on my skin. It doesn't last, it doesn't project, I don't get anything out of it. I was expecting, because of the very enjoyable or pleasant opening, I was expecting that this is going to be a good performer, but it doesn't perform. It lasts about 30 minutes on my skin. Then on close, I can get about 2, 3, maximum 4 hours from it. And if I heavily overspray, I can smell it in the fourth to fifth hour. But after the third, fourth hour, I have to just really put my nose to it, before I get anything at all. It is quite a disappointment to me because the opening is amazing, but right after the opening, it just gets right to the dry down. It doesn't even have like a middle ground to me. It doesn't have any um middle ground, or it doesn't project in some stages. It's from the enjoyable opening right to the scent or the smell you get from the dry down, which is the suede like scent with some gooey dried dates or dried fruits, and then some sweetness to it. The sweetness also doesn't last that long, and I'm just a little bit disappointed in the whole dry down. you know it projects for about an hour, maximum, and then it becomes a skin scent. So the projection and longevity, it's quite poor in my opinion. But for the price, even if you overspray, it still doesn't really perform as much as I would have loved it to perform. It doesn't give me any performance. So I don't know if I am supposed to keep this. It will just be annoying because it means you just have to keep spraying and reapplying all the time. And that's what I've been trying to do for these few days, which is not like a pleasant experience. So that is my disappointment with this particular fragrance. It is a unisex fragrance. I don't see it leaning masculine or feminine. It's very unisex, because I think because of the suede and the sweetness. The sweetness gives it a bit of a feminine touch, and then the suede or the leather that is supposed to mimic also gives it a masculine side. But in between, it's quite a unisex fragrance. I'm trying to get much use out of this for this fall, because I think it's better suited as a fall scent. So I'm trying to get a lot of use out of it. But it's quite annoying because you just have to be reapplying all the time, which I do not like, because I normally carry my fragrances around and apply or reapply. But this particular one is quite irritating because it's like every 30 minutes, 1 hour, you have to reapply, which I don't really enjoy. I would have, at least if it lasted about 2-3 hours before you reapply, then it will make a little bit of sense to me. But to me, that is something I don't enjoy, to be reapplying at least 8-9 times in the course of the day. On my skin, it also pulls this truffle. I get some truffle nuances on my skin. That truffle you get from Tom Ford Black Orchid, I sort of get that truffle on my skin. But when I spray on clothes, I don't get that truffle nuances on clothes. So I don't know, I think it's my skin that pulls that truffle up or out. So on the whole, I think I'll rate Mohra by Lattafa a 4 out of 10 when in terms of projection, longevity, performance. In terms of performance and all that, even the bottle and everything is quite simple. And I had very high expectation of this fragrance, but I'm quite disappointed in the performance. The opening, however, is one that I enjoy, and I wish the opening stayed a bit longer. It just it has very poor performance. I don't know, maybe just me, but if someone else has tried this and it performs better on them, probably you can share that with us. But that is what I've been getting this past week. Every single time I wear it, I try to reapply. I ask my people around me whether they can smell, just because I want to really be sure what I'm smelling, and it doesn't perform that well. So it's quite a disappointment for me. I rate it 4 out of 10. It's quite unfortunate because the reviews of Penhaligon's Halfeti leather that I have seen or read speaks so highly of that particular fragrance. It's people's, among people's top 10 and all those. But to have a dupe of it which is not cutting it, or which is not really, performing that well, I'm just wondering how the original smells anyway. If you want to try it for the price, I think you can just get a bottle and then try it. But It's not something, if you are willing to be reapplying all the time, then you can go ahead. But if you are also irritated by reapplying fragrances all the time, then I think this is going to irritate the heck out of you. And that is my thought about this particular fragrance. So this is all I have about Lattafa Mohra for you. If you've tried it, or you have a bottle of it, please do share your thought about it, so that we can all know which one to buy and which one to avoid. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. And to my returning subscribers, I say thank you. God bless you. Stay blessed, and I'll see you in my next video.